Hey, I'm Marco Keach, and I'm here with Johana Moreno, and she is an amazing client over there at CTS, and she's been there now for a little bit, seen some great results, and she's here to share her story and her experience about the whole place so that everybody can kind of get a feel as to what it's like to be there and how things are working there. So, Johana, thank you so much for really doing this. I really appreciate it. And what I want to do is we'll create a little timeline so people kind of know where you were before and kind of work through the process of this whole thing. So, before you started training there, kind of tell me where you were in your life, like what you were feeling like, and kind of what you were going through.
I had been inactive for a couple of years, had, put on a little bit of weight, and so I was unhappy. So I decided to start making some changes in my diet. Slowly but surely that helped, and then I wanted to become active again. So I had worked one-on-one with a personal trainer at my home, but wasn't
Hmm.
seeing any results, not the results that I wanted. So I had learned about CTS through a coworker, and I joined, about a year ago, a little over a
Hmm.
year ago, and I've been there since then because of the results that I've achieved through CTS.
Okay, so you're actively, right, you were actively looking to kind of change your lifestyle and get back to maybe where you were before, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
because I had been pretty active and fit in the past, and then I just, with work and a new job and
Hmm.
everything, just had kind of lost my way
Okay.
and needed to get back into shape.
How did that make you feel? You kind of lost your way, and what were you going through in your mind with that stuff?
I was very unhappy with myself, very uncomfortable. I'm not used to not being in shape. I've been active my entire life. I played sports all my life through high school, and I'd gotten into a rut of I work in an office setting, and um, I just didn't like how I was feeling. I'm used to being active and had not didn't have a current gym membership, so I was
Hmm.
looking to do something about it.
Okay, and the interesting thing is you went, you said you had a personal trainer at home, right? And you weren't getting any
Yes.
results. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna talk about that in a second about some of the differences. But so yeah, I know you ended up. You said you through a coworker you found out about CTS. All right, tell me what it was like for you, kind of talking to John and like what that first day was like. What was going on inside of your head with all of that?
I was actually a little concerned that it might be too hard because I had not been active for a couple of years. And even though I had just finished working with a personal trainer, we never really got into a really heavy workout routine.
Hmm.
So when I went to John's open house, I had expressed these concerns, but he knew that I'd been healthy and active in the past. So John assured me that he would put together a program that would cater to where I was at physically. Although it's a group setting, he said that, in a matter of time, I would work up to probably being in a better shape. So he eased my concerns about one, you know, how hard was it going to be, and two, whether, not hurting myself because not having been active for a couple of years, I didn't want to just start going overboard with the workouts.
Okay, so obviously, right, there's some big concerns and objections that you had, but he made you feel pretty comfortable that you were going to be okay working there.
Yes.
All right, great. So, what was that first day like when you went in?
The
Started.
first time I went in, I didn't know what to expect, but I have like I said, a friend and a couple coworkers that were in the class, so that was reassuring.
Hmm.
I managed to get through it. He did a great job of explaining everything, and you just kind of follow everyone else's lead because we're in a group environment. I was kind of proud of myself that I got through it, and John had said, you shouldn't have a problem doing this going forward. So I agreed. I liked it. It was challenging. I felt like I got a pretty good workout that day. So I ended up going ahead and signing up for 6 months to start with.
So, did you notice on that first day just complete difference compared to the trainer and things that you were doing before?
Absolutely. I had a full, I felt like every muscle in my body had been worked out. I was out of breath. He worked me pretty hard that day.
Hmm.
I felt like if this is what it's going to be like every day, I'm going to see results.
Right, and you weren't getting that before.
No.
Okay, so you go there, so you sign up right away. You're enjoying it. You're being pushed pretty hard. The other thing that you mentioned that was interesting, right? You had a coworker, so you knew somebody in there, but you had other people in there. You said they made you feel pretty welcome. So tell us what the atmosphere is like in there, especially because you said it's kind of a group thing. So what's the atmosphere like, and what are the people like that work out and train there?
It's been a core group since I've been there. We always have one or two additions here and there and people that drop out, but it's been a pretty stable core group since I started. And so we encourage each other, we cheer each other on, and we also, give each other a hard time if we don't show. So we keep each other motivated to make ourselves show up every morning. It's not easy to be there at 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But we sit there and give each other a hard time if not, and we also encourage each other and celebrate our successes as we achieve milestones.
So you're never alone. Like you're never on doing it on your own. There's a support group built in just with the other people that train there with you.
Yes, and the adult classes, yes, that we are a group of about 10 people or so
Mm-hmm.
that train together.
Okay, and then obviously we'll talk about the trainers in a little bit, but that's also a support group for you also, right? I'm sure you can go to those guys and they can ask you about, or you can ask them about any questions that you have.
Yes,
Okay. Is it, you hold each other kind of accountable in what you were saying. So is it kind of like, maybe like a family in a way?
absolutely. We refer to each other as a CTS family.
Hmm.
I knew a couple of people in the class going in because I work with them, but over the course of the year, absolutely, they've now become some of my, good friends that, we encourage each other to stay in shape, eat right,
Hmm.
and give each other a hard time if we're not staying on track.
So there's a social aspect. You're not just there getting in shape, right? You can hang out and have friends and create a whole different lifestyle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, you didn't have that before, right? When you were doing the training or any other places?
No, because the trainer was coming to my house and it
Hmm.
was just one-on-one. And I mean, as much as I liked her, no, there was not that kind
Yeah.
of camaraderie or encouragement.
Okay. So this motivates you, not just plus the results, right? But everybody else motivates you, holds you accountable to keep going forward and pushing through.
Absolutely, especially because I'm a pretty competitive person.
Okay.
So if, I'm told I can't do something, I'm going to try to prove them. So we do that a
Okay.
lot with each other.
Now, obviously, you're being pushed, right? Your training is pretty hard, so it's kind of weird. But do you have fun with this?
I do because of the results that I'm seeing. One, we have fun in the class. It's always a good time. We're always chatting, teasing, talking,
Yeah.
but absolutely because of the results that I'm seeing. I would not, as I told John halfway through, my 6 months, he changes it up all the time. I get
Hmm.
bored pretty easily. So this is probably the program that I've stuck to the longest ever
Hmm.
because of the diversity in what he does with the program.
Okay. So there's a lot of, I guess, as you mentioned, diversity. You've got a social aspect. You have a support structure. Obviously, you're talking about the results. So let's talk about those. You've been there now for a little bit. So tell me the results that you've seen.
When I came in, I'd already lost some weight.
Hmm.
I probably achieved this goal that I wanted as far as weight loss, and I did that through diet and partially through the personal trainer I was working with.
Hmm.
But I've toned since then. I'm getting back the body that I had when I was physically active and playing sports. I still have a ways to go, but I'm actually seeing definition through my arms and legs and back, and and I feel stronger. I'm
Hmm.
never out of breath. I feel great. Um, it's the whole cliche, but I feel amazing after working out. And I see it. I get people have taken notice. They've
Hmm.
told me, so people who don't see me in a long time. So I definitely can tell I've lost inches because I took my before and current. And so
Hmm.
I've lost inches and I've toned and I've maintained the weight loss. So I haven't
Okay.
put on back on.
Have you kept track of any of those numbers in terms of the inches or the amount of weight that you've lost?
I have kept the inches, not so much. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know the
Hmm.
weight. I'm not a big on weighing myself all the time.
Hmm.
From time to time, I check in, so I definitely know where I am as far as weight goes.
Okay. Anything, did body fat percentages or anything like that? Do you measure with
No,
that?
I've not checked body fat
Okay.
percentages.
So you know based on your clothes, how you're feeling, how everybody else is reacting to you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, before when I asked you where you were before you had started here, before starting on a training program, you felt, basically kind of down, not like yourself. After you've gone through this whole process, being part of CTS family, how does it make you feel to see that you've achieved these results, you're maintaining, and you're still improving day to day?
It makes me feel great. Like I said, I still have some work cut out for me, and so this is the year I'm determined to really get toned and really focus more on the diet. I've kind of lost
Hmm.
my way on the diet again, but I feel great. In fact, I'm so motivated because I've seen what I can achieve in a year. I'm looking forward to what I can achieve in the coming year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, would you go as far to say that this has changed your life?
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel great about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Better than I ever have since being physically active in college.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely, I love the way my body has changed in a good way. I love my new body, my curves, and the way I look in clothing. So absolutely, and like I said, I can't wait to see what I can achieve in the coming year.
Okay. Now, people hear this, they're going to be excited hearing your story. This is going to help other people. So, and they're going to be looking into the gym and they're going to say, this looks like a really cool place. I love Johana's story, but I'm still not 100% sure. They might be on the fence. What would you want to say to somebody that's on the fence thinking about the program?
If they're thinking about the program, I know John's typically pretty open about allowing people to check it out first. I'd say
Mm-hmm.
come do a class, talk to the trainers, um, check out the location, see if it's something that you like to do. That's what convinced me was I did the class,
Mm-hmm.
without any obligation. He said, come on in, work out with us a couple of times and see how you feel afterward. So if someone's on the fence, I would probably say then come and actually experience it for yourself. Talk to any of us, talk to the trainers because we all have our own stories, and I've seen a lot of great results, not just in myself, but the other
Mm-hmm.
people that I work out with daily.
Okay. Now, I want to shift gears. Just got a few more questions for you. We've talked
Sure.
about your journey. We've talked about your results. People watching this may want to know a little bit more about behind the scenes, who these guys are. We've talked about the trainers themselves. So, John obviously is the owner. He runs everything. There's some other trainers there. So, tell me a little bit about the trainers. Maybe some words or phrases. Describe who they are as people. Obviously, they're trainers. They get you results. They push you hard. But words or phrases that describe them as people and human beings.
Let's see. I guess I'll start with John.
Okay.
John is dedicated, motivated, very, driven to make his business succeed. And if you're going to make a business succeed, you got to be good at what you do. So John has not only the business background, but he's got the training background, and he's very approachable. He's
Mm-hmm.
a community figure. He is out and
Right.
about. He trains with a lot of young junior high and high school athletes. So he's very well known in the community. He's made his presence well known, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's working in his favor. He also obviously knows and all there is to know about fitness, and because he puts together the fitness programs for each of us. So I'd say John is very approachable, caring, well versed in what he does on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. And now maybe a few words or phrases to describe, the other trainers besides John.
I've worked with Jeff. Jeff is very knowledgeable in what he does. He's the cliche of, if you're going to train with someone, you obviously look at to see how they look. Jeff is extremely fit. Jeff is the one that probably pushes me the most when I have the opportunity to work with him one-on-one. He's very funny. He knows how to push my buttons in a way that I react. And, again, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to try to prove you wrong.
Right.
So Jeff is that guy that will, in a good way, push you beyond your limits and celebrate the success with you because he knows and he believes in you and knows that he can do something. So he's not
Okay.
going to try to make you do something that you're not comfortable with, but he will sit there and say, you can do more or you can put more
Mm-hmm.
weights on that. And so I'd say, and he's very funny, has a great sense of
Right.
humor. And, like I said, he's probably the one that pushes me the most.
Okay. Now, the trainers have gotten you great results, and you've been to a trainer before. So, I guess, would you say that these guys are there for you and for the other people? Like, do they really, really care about you, or is it more about them just trying to push and get, results for themselves?
No, I don't think that they're pushing to get results. I think they really do care. The other trainer, James, has probably taught me the most about format and technique
Mm-hmm.
because I am on a day-to-day basis concerned that I don't want to hurt myself because I know
Right.
injuries can happen easily in the gym. And so through James, he will watch me and then give me feedback and tell me how to improve the next set of, whether it's a deadlift or something, and also gives me the right stretching techniques after, before
Mm-hmm.
and after to improve my results. So, and that comes from a place where they care because they want to make sure you don't get hurt and they also want you again to achieve your goals.
Okay. And then last question I have for you is, let's say these guys, John and all the other trainers, decide to go away, and you'll never be able to see them again. Couldn't call them, text them, email, never again. This would be the last time you could ever say anything to them, and knowing this is the last time, what would you want to say?
I'd want to thank them because they got me back on the right path.
Yeah.
I've learned so much that unfortunately, if they were to disappear, though, I think I could walk into any gym and
Mhm.
not be intimidated to weight lift amongst the guys, as I say. So I would know that I could probably do it on my own without hurting myself. And I think I know enough now about diet and exercise to be able to maintain this on my own. I would miss the camaraderie and the way that they treat me and encourage me.
Right.
But I would first and foremost thank them because I've been achieving the results that I wanted.
Awesome. Well, Joanne, I appreciate you coming on, sharing the stories, sharing the results, and everything about the whole process. I really do appreciate it, and I just want to wish you the best of luck with everything in the future.
Thank you.
All right, you take care.
Bye.